The volcano is about to erupt, the butterfly event continues to have spoilers released about it, and we now have from the horse's mouth an official release date for Season 9 of Fortnite. Let's get it! Hello everybody, I'm InTheLittleWood, also known as Martin. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Fortnite. So today's video is going to be slightly more informative rather than gameplay focused. I do have a Death Run video coming out in the next day or two as well, which I'm excited about, and I've already begun work on the Season 8 recap wrap. If you want to help me out with that in any capacity, have a little look in the description for things that I'm looking for it. I'm talking actors, footage of the runes, replay files, maybe even somebody who wants to edit the video for me. It's all down there, it'll be paid work, have a look. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So this is actually confirmed on Epic's official pages. So earlier on today, they did a blog post about the account merger functionality, which is basically where if you've got accounts on different platforms, you can bring them all together now so everything's working in harmony. And that functionality, or at least the application process, is going to end on the 6th of May. And then in the blog post, it says this will be coming to an end on the 6th of May, 2 days before Season 9 begins. So there you have it. It is literally 1 week today. Now, the reason that I wanted to emphasize this and make a video about it is because last season, they went ahead and added on the overtime challenges as well as an additional 2 weeks onto the season. I think it was because of the Christmas, New Year's period, which I'm totally fine with. It's all good. But that does now mean that we're never quite certain when the season's going to end. Even if it says on the Battle Pass that season ends in 6 days, we could be kept in limbo in future events. So that's what's going on that front. Now, let's talk about the butterfly event. I have made far too few Fortnite videos recently, so there is a lot of information that I get to divulge in one big splurge. So just as a spoiler warning, ahead of going into this is going to be talking all about the things that have been data mined. It's probably going to be very correct, so if you don't want to know, then I would skip forwards in the video. So if you've played any Fortnite over the last week or two, you'll have noticed that there has been a huge difference when it comes to Loot Lake. You'll have noticed that any remnants of Kevin are now completely gone. The Explorers Guild seem to have expanded from their various camps and actually localized around this large metal door. And the metal door seems to have 5, I don't know, like thrusters inside of it, and then on top of each one you have got these strange little shapes which, as we've come to learn, actually represent the different runes. So these runes call all the way back to the origins of Kevin. These are some of the symbols that we saw him etch into the earth around the Fortnite map, and it seems as though they're making a return. And what I think it is potentially the explorers have come over because they've seen a heat signature or an energy signature, whatever it may be. They've seen what's happened because of Kevin, and now they want to try and harness that power for themselves. Now, I'm not entirely sure story-wise how they've managed to do it, but they've pulled it off. So basically, over the past week or so, we have seen 4 different runes appear inside the world of Fortnite, and each one of them has had a different requirement in order to complete. And each of these runes basically was a community challenge, or at least so it seems that way. So basically, the first rune had a massive health pool. It appeared in different locations of the map, and it was up to us as the players worldwide to give that thing a whack, shoot it, blow it up, whatever kind of damage you wanted to deal to it, that's what you had to do. And basically, after a while, we would get it to 0 and it would move somewhere else until eventually it had nowhere else to go other than the hole. Now, the second rune was the one that felt a little less voluntary on our part. It seemed as though no matter how much you managed to whack that thing, it would never really move into the right place. So the first location was here on top of the volcano. There was one that was pointing off into the distance, almost towards the landscape that we can see as part of the skybox, but it occasionally would make its way over towards the lake. So the volcano was only one of 3 lasers to sort of, represent the rune symbol. The second one was actually over here, so just by Pleasant Park. If you have a little looky on this sort of mountaintop, this is kind of where it resided, and again had a very clear line of sight of the hole. And then the final laser had to thread the needle just slightly better than the other 2. It was over here, just a little bit south of Shifty Shafts, atop the mountain, which has the big old tree. Eventually, all 3 of those lasers pointed in the exact same direction, and that completed phase 2 of the rune event. Rune number 3 was definitely my favourite one so far. This one actually appeared in one of my favourite locations on the map. I used to call it Pallet Town, but now most of the buildings are gone. It's now just the nightclub. But basically, said nightclub had a hole blown in the side of it. The rune was stood there bobbing up and down with a little bit of music pumping, and it essentially wanted us to dance. Once enough players danced at the same time consecutively, it seemed to make its way over to the lake and drop into the hole. The 4th rune was a little bit closer to home. On the mountain just by Loot Lake, we had this strange 3x3 grid, which had various different orbs on it, and essentially each floor tile was either coloured blue, green, or red, and the long form goal was to basically deal damage to said tiles, or at least the orbs in the centre of them, until all of them turned blue. When that happened, the rune appeared, made its way over to the lake, and once more dropped into the hole. So as of recording this video, there's about 15 minutes until we think the 5th rune event is going to happen, and if it does, of course it will be included in this video. But essentially this is what the rune looks like, and initially I thought, oh well, it's just a guy shrugging. Not the case. People very aptly pointed out that it does look like a volcano, and that the final rune piece is inside of said volcano. Now, based on the data mining, it does seem as though the volcano will play a major part in this butterfly event, because not only do we have information about 2 points of interest getting destroyed with meteorites and just sort of random bits of magma and flying rocks, but also people have been managing to do a glitch where basically the volcano, with the smoke that it currently has now, ends up becoming a giant pyre of fire. So you can probably assume that the 5th and final rune lives within the depths of the volcano. It's going to erupt, flinging out the rune, and also potentially destroying 2 points of interest. Now, this next part is all based on data mining. It could be misinterpreted, we might just not know what it is, it could be completely unused assets at this point, but basically we have seen information that both Retail Row, more so just kind of like the car park area, not so much the buildings around it. I think the doghouse is fine, I think both the burger and the pizza joint get hit a little bit, but basically these areas right here get hit by what I can only assume is a giant flying rock. And then finally, after I don't even know how many seasons now, it survived the rocket event and everything else that's come in between it. Tilted Towers could finally get destroyed. If you have a little look on the screen right now, there's video footage from somebody on Twitter called Fortnite, and essentially they've managed to data mine stuff, spawn in certain assets, and it all seems to piece together to be a really simple puzzle. So here we are then, 4 out of the 5 runes revealed. Now, I did refer to it as the butterfly event earlier on, because basically the data miners have gone in and they noticed that a few different files were updated pertaining to the last event. So specifically, you know those wiggly white lines that we had in the strange void, or the in-between as it was technically called? Basically, that was something that was updated in the game files recently. So that's what's making all of this start to piece together. What I think might be happening is these monitors right here are showing off weapons or items or vehicles that we can vote to have back into the game using Kevin's time travel technology. So at the moment, we have got the drum gun, we've got the tactical SMG, we have got the bounce pads, we have got the biplane, and then from the data mining, they've also found out that the Infinity Blade, as well as the grappler, are the 2 other items that are inside of there. Whether that means all of them are coming back, or whether we have to choose between 2 or 3, remains to be seen. We genuinely don't know at the moment, but that is kind of everything that we currently know about the Fortnite event, and it all sounds really cool. I can't wait for it. In fact, I've got literally 6 minutes until this part kicks off, so let's hold fire here and see what happens. Alright, I think everyone and their mother is about to come to Sunny Steps, because we all want to make our way to the volcano. The rune has just disappeared, yep, from the zone over by the hole and Loot Lake, and there it is. Oh boy, this is one angry volcano. It is not like the rune being sat atop of it. Yikes, dude. Let me open up this chest. Let me get it out of the way. We can get some nice panoramic shots of it later on. The volcano is angry. Oh boy. Can I stand on top of it or no? Let me try. Hold up real quick. There we go. Nice. No. Hold up. This is not good, dude. Can I land on it? God. No, you can't. You can't land on top of it. Right, so this is where we're at right now. This is where we're at. So I'm not entirely sure what we need to wait on. Part of me is wondering if it's just now out of our hands. I really don't know if there's anything that we can do in order to trigger this event. It doesn't seem to have a health counter from what I can tell. Oh, hold on. Rocks and blobs are starting to spit out all over the place. At least that's what it felt like just then. Doesn't have a health counter. Doesn't have no health bar on this bad boy. It's just going to be chilling there. Is there anything different inside of said volcano? Let's have a little looky. No, throne room's still chilling there as always. Still got the hybrid eggs. That seems to be about our lot. Oh, it is. He's doing little lava splodges. Do you see that? Look at him go. Oh no, this isn't good, dude. All right, hold the phone. I've just had word on Twitter of how to interact with this 5th and final rune. Very simple, actually. All you got to do is drop in materials, or you drop in ammunition, and it feeds it. And basically, the more you put into the volcano, the lower the rune will fall. And I'm guessing once it makes contact with the volcano, it's go time. But look, hands free right now. Tremors, actual tremors. I don't know how long it's going to take for this thing to spill over. I feel as though this could happen today. I really, really do. I feel like we've not got long. Can you imagine trying to play Fortnite for the next 7 days with this going on? Not likely. Let's see if it's actually, like, dropped any since we were last... Oh, my God, it has. Oh, my God, it's... It's almost gone. That's not it down there, is it? Surely not. That can't have happened that quickly. What is that? Oh, no, that's a llama. Where's the rune that we knew of, then? It's not already over, is it? Oh! It's already finished. Sure. Yeah, I mean, okay. That really didn't take very long at all, did it? We figured that one out sharpish. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not going to sing anymore. Otherwise, this video will get demonetized. Look at it, dude. Look at it. All 5 are lit. Wow. And then finally, I wanted to make my way over to the snow area because potentially a theory from Season 7 that might have pertained to Season 8 could still come true. So there were loads of things in the Season 7 Battle Pass that showed things like snow melting, snowmen melting, more about water and fishing and everything along those kinds of lines. Various different items in the Battle Pass. They were more like banner icons and little emotes that you could throw out. But there is now something inside of the data mined files which suggests that potentially this giant iceberg right here that holds up Polar Peak, the building, could potentially crack. Now, maybe it's going to be a case of one of those rocks is going to fly out the volcano, hit this bad boy right in the side. It's going to be a proper gut punch. It's going to crack it open, and maybe that could be one of the large world-destroying segues from one season into another in the animation for the beginning of Season 9. Who knows? So there we go. That is everything that I know of so far in regards to the Rune event inside of Fortnite, the brand new season, and everything else in between. I would really have liked it if this story played out over a slightly longer period than it did, because really for the first 7, maybe even 8 weeks, nothing really happened in Season 8. I really like the little narrative threads that they have inside of this game, and I wish they would focus on it more. So let me know in the comment section below what you reckon is going to happen at the start of Season 9 and the end, I guess, technically, of Season 8. I would love to hear your theories and thoughts. I feel like I've laid out quite a lot of stuff today, supported by physical evidence from inside of the game. Of course, they could be files that are going to be left over, unused assets, scrapped ideas, but who knows. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like on it, subscribe, ring the bell. My supporter creator code, as always, is InTheLittleWood if you want to use that. Every time you guys spend 10,000 V-Bucks, I get a couple of quid in real life, and it's a free way to help me out. Doesn't cost you any more than what you're buying, so go for it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.